Okay, so I can introduce the topic myself.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with Milana joined this program and this live and this project. The project is Still Mom. And I think Milana is only one Lithuanian I have among our specialists. So I'm very pleased and happy that she joined this project, which is international. That's why we are having this live in English. I'm so sorry, guys, but because we are located in Luxembourg, Milan is located in Lithuania. So that's why we have to continue in English language, because our audience is not on a Lithuanian base, and that's why we have to continue in English. So I'm very happy, but you could join me in English as well.
Yeah, and you can join my session in Lithuanian language for sure.
Yes, just I wanted to emphasize that people who join our platform, you can see the choices that our specialists have, that we have particular languages we can support you. So Milana can support you in English and in Lithuanian, and it's wider, it's bring her more visibility to the audience. So maybe I will introduce the Still Mom project, what it's about. I think I already spoke about it millions of times, that Still Mom project is about miscarriage. It's not a very happy topic, I understand that, because people don't want to talk about it, and it's quite sensitive and quite, personal, because it happened to me. So we want to talk about trauma in general, like the project is focused on traumas and how we can help people who go through the similar situations. So that's why I would like to ask as well, like Milana, everybody knows like a dancer, and Milana is like gold medalist in Latino, in the dancers and so forth. But I wanted to ask you why yoga came into your life.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone, and good day, everyone, whatever the time zone you're at. You are, if I may, Inga, you let everybody know that you can always ask questions and comment. So we will get back to you here in live. Yes, when we have that minute. Otherwise, Inga, it's very hard to say if people know me better as from the dance or as from yoga, because I've been in yoga already a decade. Yoga journey has been, just to make it very short, because it's not about me, but in general, it's really personalized experience, but if no questions asked, it was passed through my whole system, and really experienced firsthand as my own personal need after dancing career. So at the age of 27, I won the Dancing with the Stars show in Lithuania.
Very popular TV show, I want to say.
Yeah, but it did cost me a lot of health in every aspect, like mental health, emotional health, physical health, and all of that, because I am overachiever all my life, right? Because I was raised as an athlete. So yoga naturally arrived into my life as a form of healing, of really tuning into my body, what it means not to use my body as the vehicle, as the it's like it was a form, like, okay, I'm gonna use you today for the good form, for the good, beautiful moves, right? But it has nothing to do with taking care of yourself, nothing to do really to how I look into my body, if I like that body even. There was no such gaze into that body, right? So it naturally brought me a lot of physical traumas, as well as, some of the aspects that, for instance, the freezing on the stage, what happens in the body and why I cannot unlock and perform my fullest potential and all of that. It's like all these answers came through practicing yoga and being in my body with yoga and relating. Because what yoga does, it builds connection with your body. How many of us were so good at boiling here in the head or in the emotions, right? But not really attuning into the body. Only when it's too late, we feel a lot of pain, then we can say something is off. But we don't want to come into that stage when it's too late, when the disease is there and all of that. And everything accumulates, you know.
Yeah,
The body keeps the score, so the body speaks. And for sure, as a former dancer, I can tell the body speaks, trust me. Because at the age of 41 right now, right, I have some body parts that speak louder than at this age is normal, because I used my body in a way that is not caring.
Yeah. So you use like a yoga to help yourself, I understand.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was my number one, and I have tried so many modules, and they have contributed to my overall understanding and all of that. Yet I keep coming back and coming back, really gathering those, you know, scientific proofs of what is right with yoga and why it really helps in so many aspects and layers, not only as a physical stretch, or why, you know, like, you know, I'm doing the stretch, like it's just a physical stretch, and then I feel somehow amazing, like more amazing than it should be. It
I
feels
think,
emotionally amazing, you know?
yeah, no, but I think this is the problem about the yoga, but we understand it very, very narrowly, you know, because if I speak about yoga, I think, okay, I have to be flexible, I have to be certain, to go to use a certain pose, and I have to use some kind of skills, you know, but I never thought like yoga is such a huge broadcasting experience, you know, like it can connect you with mind, the body, the soul, and all this holistic approach that yoga really is helping you to, you know. When I suffered a miscarriage my first time, it was Fiona. It's very personal experience. So it for me was very same. Like my body locked very much inside of me. I couldn't, you know, my body was completely like paralyzed. I couldn't do lots of things. I was like experienced so hard throughout my body, but I had to unlock it somehow. And the yoga teacher helped me to go to these breathing techniques, go to this, you know, tried to unlock my subconscious with conscious mind throughout the practice, and to help me to experience all these emotions. Because I believe that people don't understand, like, even how trauma happens in your life, you know, because the trauma is little bit event who is locked in your body, and after not hearing your body, not healing your body, it comes some kind of like even cancer, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to, like you said yourself, you have to listen to your body, you have to do practice. So what is yoga? How does yoga look in your daily life, you know? Like how practically I can unlock the body?
Thank you, Inga, for sharing such a personalized, you know, story, and it's a vulnerable thing to, in general, to talk about. And so very often we don't talk because we are ashamed and we think, you know, there is something wrong with us and all of that. And yeah, it's just taking a good care of yourself and talking about it loud, so that other women would also open up more. There is no taboo of speaking about these things, and at the same time, like, I'm really feeling your bravery to speak about that, so thank you very much.
It's still very sensitive, you know, like you know, it took me 1 year to overcome this trauma, because even it's I'm brave to talk about it, but it's still a taboo topic, you know. People don't, and girls don't want to talk about it, and I understand this vulnerability, because you go through so much emotional, physical experience that you are lost, you know. That's why this project came into my mind, because I wanted so much to support women. Because when I saw how all even system, I went to very good medical, hospitality really. But when they released me, I received non-support whatsoever. What to eat,
Exactly.
how to take care of myself.
What do I do with that? Like, what do I do with me? Like
exactly. They just let me go and go with that. And I didn't know to whom to go, you know, to my family, to my friends, because I don't want to even make sure, I don't want to be a burden for them, you know, like I don't want to put them into this position, but listen to my problems now, because you have to go through that yourself, you know, my point. So
Exactly.
that's why I wanted that girls like you to come into this small community and to build this project together, so we could go to specialists and receive some kind of support. And I wanted to ask you why you decided to join this holistic still mom project.
Oh, I have so many things on my mind right now. Why? Because I'm feeling women. That same, like that plain simple. That's all. Not every experience has to be my experience. What I do know is that life happens.
Yeah.
And it's just we are not always are able to plan, here this is what I desire for 2026, and it's just like a, Christmas miracle is gonna happen, and sometimes just happens the other way around, and yeah, and we can't plan that. And it is exactly, the thing. It's a life that I'm studying, Inga, and this is life.
Yeah.
And in the color of not a sun, not a yellow, sunny, beautiful color. Just another kind of a life color. And so it is the thing that I'm breathing every day, working with those different colors of life and how we experience that. So, Inga, just coming back to your question, about yeah, not a question, but about the trauma. So I just wanted to add on about, what trauma is,
Yeah.
right? So there is an event, imagine there is you, there is me, and there is an event, right? Same event might happen to you, same event might happen to me. To me, it would not be trauma. To you, it would be trauma.
Yes.
Why is that? Right? So it's not the thing that happens to us. It is how we experience the experience, right? So if we are experiencing the experience as we are experiencing, because we are having all the right experience in a personalized way, because we have so many stories
Layers
to
of
how
emotion.
layers around and all of that, right? But that means that we can shift the perspective of that experience and bring into the light the gifts that experience brought us, right? And those are those Eastern arts, philosophy arts that teach us the art of living, literally, how to live life in a different waves, right? When there is sun and there is no sun, there is complete darkness. So how do we experience that? So trauma is not what happens to you, it's how you experience that event, right? And this is very important to know. Yeah, and why is yoga is such a
Powerful tool to go through this, because people speak about trauma very recently. We never emphasize what trauma is, because I'm a little bit studying psychology myself, and it says like trauma was emphasized only recently, like in 20th centuries, because we saw how impactful is any event to your body and to your mind. Like you said yourself, even little accident or little event can trigger something in your body, and if it's
totally.
not expressed throughout emotions or cries or even some kind of physical activity, it's locked in your body, and after that emotion, it can become a cancer. And it's very important, it's very, like you said yourself, that even scientists says how powerful, impactful yoga is for your life, to work with trauma. Say to that scientist even comes to your, because people think, okay, holistic is something woo-woo, that's what is not realistic, but it's scientifically proven that yoga
Totally.
benefits your health.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have a science base, finally. And as I'm in the field for already more than a decade, I can really follow what's happening in the industry itself, right? And
Yeah.
Inga, you can't imagine like how much it has changed. It was 10 years ago, it was, at least here in Lithuania, it was a complete woo-woo. And now it's like, finally, we got it, we have science proven everything so that we can use the methods and all of that. And my recent and my last study is compassionate inquiry with Dr. Gabor Mate, who is like one of the really top trauma based psychotherapist, and he's the one speaking very, very loud about how trauma is really living in your body and is locked in the body, and it's scientifically proven and all, like, you know, there is this whole psychotherapeutic huge module
Evidence.
that we study, and because based on that evidence we are having this whole big program to study how do we enter those spaces and places. And what is really shifting in the psychotherapy, even though I want to emphasize that I am not a therapist or psychotherapist, is that thanks God that more and more we are tuning in. We are like, okay, the session starts, but the session starts is not about speaking. It's just speaking and speaking. It's about really scanning your body. And first and foremost, it's like gazing into your body. And from here, you gather the information from the present moment. Because you know what, Inga, about also the trauma, it's not about what happened to you back then. It is how it is impacting you right now, Inga.
How it's
It is right now, because it's not about, you don't want to carry anything like from the back, because if you wouldn't care, if your body wouldn't speak, if your body wouldn't get again vulnerable, even thinking about or speaking about that topic, right? That would not impact your present moment. That means it's healed. It's fully healed, right? But if it is still speaking, that means it needs attention, right? So it's in the present moment that we are meeting everybody. So when we are doing the internal work. And as for yoga itself, right? So obviously we are tuning in into the physical body, right? Because we are stretching, we are strengthening, we are opening up and all of that. Why? Because when I'm sad, right? What does my body language say? My body language is going here. If I am angry and blocked, I am going here, you know? And so through the physical movement, we are opening these gates. So when, you know, what's on your mind impacts
your body,
your body, right?
Yeah.
So the same way, when you're impacting your body, you can shift how you think, what you feel, and you can guide yourself into a more natural state of being. A natural state of being is this peaceful, healthy, I call it, you know, just that okayness. I'm okay. Like everything is okay.
Yeah.
Not like I'm okay.
Yeah,
okayness.
Yeah, and you know, like you told me about very good, trauma when it's healed, you don't express so much anger or emotion inside. And I think I went to one healer, and she told me the same like you said, you know, but you know, in the trauma happened to you, it's like a message as well, you know, maybe something like even miscarriage happened to you, but maybe it's a message that somebody wants to give you, and you have to process it and to understand more even deeper what is meaning for you, you know, maybe for your body, maybe for your even mind and so forth. But everything happens to you for a reason, and you have to deal with it now, you know. But you know, Milana, it's very hard to deal with it now, because when it happens to you, like even we spoke with our psychologist, you know, like now we're doing another project simultaneously with Still Mom, and we tried to rank traumas. And it's very hard to rank the traumas, like you said, you know. For example, miscarriage happened fast, you know. I had no time to process it. I had no time to prepare for that, and I couldn't even maybe to go to support, you know, because I experienced shock. My body was shocked and so forth. So I was very, very lost in this process. Now I speak to you from a perspective now that is everything behind, but at that moment it's very hard to receive, you know, support which is needed. And how to be in that situation, you know, it's again another topic, and how yoga can help you, you know. it's another one perspective.
Yeah, you're already touching that spiritual side, you know, that deeper side. What's the deep meaning? What's the message?
Yeah.
You know, and I do understand that despite the circumstance and despite the situation that we are so heavily processing, that it is not easy in that present moment to
Exactly.
meet that bigger picture. And
Yes.
for that, Inga, I want to emphasize one other thing. You know, mindfulness and self-education is just necessary not only when something happens to us. So it's like our immune system. Like we drink vitamins or we eat a lot of berries in a four-season country like Lithuania,
Yeah.
so that we are healthy during the winter time, right? So I know from myself that when something big is happening, and I know that my narrow mind and brain is going to defend me as much as possible, I might drop into the victimhood and so on and so forth. I'm sorry, I'm going to cough right now.
Sorry, we're both ill.
I'm healing after my flights. Big time is the third week. So, so what I wanted to say is that always the work prior to those kind of a big events is always also matter, you know. If I practice my spirituality and that bigger picture understanding of life, right, when an event occurs which really triggers me and bothers me, I am stronger to handle that. I know that for sure. I know that my consistent practice, oh, has saved my mental health so many times when a big wave and unpleasant wave of life would happen, right? And you are very indeed right with that question, and I'm very grateful for the professional who asked you that question, you know, like where is this, what is it teaching you? Like what message is that? What's the bigger message for you so that this event happened? Even if you can't see it, there is this, you know, like deeper knowing that, yeah, I can't see it right now,
Yeah.
but I deeply believe there is such a thing as a deeper meaning and a deeper lesson for me. Maybe it's about the baby, that this exact baby has to come to you, that your future baby has to come, you know?
Preparation.
Yeah, it's a preparation, and this is what is happening. And this is something not easy to embrace at that moment, but this is something that really magically supports you on the process. When we feel like we are drowning, just this surrender and the knowing that, yeah, there is something bigger that is gonna catch us in the worst moments of our internal processing, you know?
I
And
agree. I agree with you, Milana. I agree with you because I think that's why holistic approach came to my mind. Because holistic, again, it came very recently. This concept, like holistic in general. What is holistic? It's like when you combine everything in one topic. You know, like combine nutrition, you combine your physical activity, your spirituality, your mindset, and when you put everything into one place. Because if you give me, like, after, again, I will emphasize miscarriage, they gave me only island to drink, and I don't think it's a good example to how to support women, you know, because all my body was shaking, you know, all my mental system was shaking. I didn't know what to eat. I didn't know how to process these emotions. I didn't know how to exercise myself, you know. And I think this is a holistic approach when it comes into the support, when you have to look after yourself from A to Z. Start from a good food, good sleep, good energy.
everything matters.
Exactly, like you said yourself, sleep is so important as well into this perspective because you have to calm your nervous system down.
Yes, Inga, and you mentioned the nervous system. Exactly. So first and foremost, It is the nervous system that has to be regulated. And under these circumstances, the nervous system is not okay. Like, it's a fact.
Yeah.
So, if somebody needs to hear it from the outside, it is normal that the nervous system is not okay. And this is also just to put a lot of emphasis on that. This is the first thing that you want to do, is to regulate your nervous system. What does that mean? Sleep. It's a must. Even in under the normal circumstances, and the good life, good days, good season, good years, if we don't sleep for one day is fine. 2 days. Oh, right? Everything comes up and all of that. So when our bodies have been traumatized and psyches have been traumatized, we have to take especially good care of our everything, our body, our water intake, our nutrition, our internal speech.
Yeah.
And when it comes to yoga, the way we speak and the way we instruct is a very, very different approach than any other movement, let's say, modality, right? It's another approach, because yoga, you don't have to be able to stretch. Yoga is here to help you. It's not you are here purchasing yoga and thinking that yoga is going to teach you to be in a split or whatever, or yoga is going to require you to be, I don't know, very flexy or whatever. No, yoga is coming and telling you literally, like, what may I do for you? How may I help you heal? How may I help you tune into your body? How may I help you feel what's best serves you right now? Because, there comes the whole sequence of consequences due to our internal system. I can start not eating or overeating, and all of that is like never ending. I may start, from being sad, having too many glasses of wine, like every other day, maybe every day, and all of that. Like, we've got it spinning, and just okay, it's not okay what's happening right now with me. How can I support myself? So everything, absolutely everything matters. And especially the basic physical needs, like sleep, like a good conversation with a friend, like knowing that I have the neutral person, like a therapist, to call to, right? Because it's not always a friend we need. Because a friend is not a therapist. A friend is not an advisor to every aspect of your life. A friend is here to love you. That's all. Right? But not to advise you. So I advise every friend not to advise your friend.
I know, and we expect so much from friends, like sometimes even me, I get myself angry, but all my friends don't understand me. But they don't need to understand me, Their job is to be my friend. That's why it's my own responsibility even to take care of myself. And again, this project came into my mind that I couldn't find the proper support even from medical services, I couldn't find what I was needed, I couldn't find a community of women when I could speak like that with you openly about my needs and to receive support. And I think when you have, like, now we talk together, like, okay, imagine like I'm coming to the platform and I want to book a Milana session, and yes, what I can expect from a session with you, like which type of yoga you support, because yoga is a broad concept, like there is Kundalini yoga, Ashtanga yoga, it's so many
you
yogas,
have a whole list. I saw you looking at it.
And because I had the client, he said, I joined the platform, I saw Milana, and it's so many yogas, I didn't know what to choose. But I think that is uniqueness about our platform, that you choose what is best working for you. You know my point. I joined Milana, and I expect from you something, I guess, and what you can offer me, like which session can you support me?
First and foremost, if I may recommend something to women, is that this is not a hospital, right? And this is different. We are in the softer arts. So my suggestion, first and foremost, is really to feel if that professional resonates with you. Because this is gonna be, those gonna be the layers that we're gonna be working through, you know. You wanna be comfortable with the professional that you work.
Yeah, 100%.
And just use your instincts, use your gut feeling, you use your intuition. Of course, I'm here like a woo-woo from the yogic perspective, but we know what emotionally sits well for our nervous system, if we like the language, if we like the voice and all of that. So first and foremost is that very simple, humane moment is that I have to resonate with that professional in the holistic arts for sure. For sure. If you need a brain operation or the cancer operation, you know, you want the precision and you want maybe other aspects. I don't care if he's going to be subtle or not subtle with me, right? He's doing an operation. Here, we are really nurturing and nourishing and holding space. So we want to feel comfortable with that. And what to expect with me, you know? So first and foremost, also to expect from me is that preferably we will not drop into the session straight away. I really like to get connected through the questionnaire first and start speaking, you know. The coughing coming.
Yeah, I think it's very important. Like, yeah, me too, coughing. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the questionnaire, so that I really understand what are the expectations and how may I
Interact
with
with
that person, right? Because yoga is very wide. We have a lot of breathing techniques. We have a lot of restorative techniques. We have a lot of psychological techniques, spiritual moments, philosophy, the body movement, the somatics, and all of that. So, but that's my job to do, right? So first and foremost, I want to know you through the questionnaire, and then we meet. And then we always start with a conversation and looking what's happening within the body. So we are there, you know, to teach ourselves and really to tune into the present moment, what's present here right now in the body. And from there we move into the breathing, we move into the physical and all of that. So the session begins, right? So we are meeting. There is no way I can plan, we're gonna be doing this A, B, C, D. Yes, in a way, yes, but at the same time, there's always raw, real, and pure clarity of what's going on right now with you and what would best serve you as an intention for that practice. Another thing is that after the practice, I always keep in touch. So I do care what's happening after, so that it wouldn't be like, you know, after that surgery, I am out and I'm on my own. So it's the same with the healing practice. If we are in the healing journey and in the practice, we do want to follow up, right? If the person is open, if the woman is open for that, I would follow up and we would connect personally. We are finding a way. So I'm always here also to keep the pulse in between the week. Plus, if there is a desire, if there is a need, not necessarily there is a need, but usually there is a desire to have a micro video practice that you kind of have in the pocket, you know, always when Milana is not there, when you're not in a private session with Milana, but you do have a tool, right, in your pocket to practice. So when I get to know that person within that session, and you know, through the questionnaire and the follow-up, I'm doing the video recording of the practice that I feel that might serve best at that period of at that interval of the healing process, right? Because the healing moves.
Yeah, it's a journey. I agree with you because, like, if clients expect, okay, I will come to Milana today, I will appear, and she will heal me per one session. I think it's impossible. Correct, Milana? Correct me if I'm right, but I think it's a process. Still, you need to have at least 1, 2, 3 sessions where healing starts. Of course, it's case by case basis, and everybody is, like you said, unique, individual approach is needed. But I guess when clients comes to you, he doesn't need to prepare anything. You give him the tool, you try
Totally.
to, yeah, you start conversation, you try to understand what's the problem with him, and every single approach is different. Am I correct?
Exactly. Exactly. You are very right.
And I agree with you, Vesey, you know, like, because when I was going to my psychologist session, because for me, it's, you know, it was required. So me, Vesey, when I had to click my doctor, I had to change 5 doctors because, like, I guess Vesey means the yoga teacher, you know, you can't just, I don't believe you find at first, you know, meeting, I found my doctor and he helped me. I
You
think
know, Inga, I have this joke. When I was having my yoga studio, 8 years, for 8 years, I had my yoga studio until I closed it, and I stayed with the yoga teacher trainings and training the professionals and working on one-on-one, like it is before, like it is right now. So I had, hold on, I think I lost my message. What were you saying prior to that?
that you have to choose your.
Yes. So that I had a joke in the yoga studio, especially for those who would drop in the first time in the yoga studio. I would be, whatever the senior I would be at that moment, was like, I was okay serving people, like I was confident with myself and all of that. But I always knew that, you know, it's not everyone is for everyone. So I would always say, like, to a new student, like, if you won't like my class, please try another teacher, because yoga really works. It's just you might not like me, you
Found
know.
connection, you know,
Exactly. And I would say, like, I feel now, because this is the first class of yours, I feel so responsible, not to screw it up, you know. It's like that you would really enjoy that juiciness of yoga and those vitamins. And of course, you know, my goal is always to leave the class and to finish the class, to our session, so that the person feels better. That's the very top priority of mine, right? Just to be clear. Uh, Yet it's like with vitamins, it has to be taken like consistently, you know. Yeah, because this is not a pill. This is a vitamin, and the healing oil, I would say, you know, is just softer. It goes slower, because you can't make the grieving process faster. It's not healthy. It's not okay for your whole system, right? So it's like bypassing, and it's gonna come up. Sooner or later, it's gonna come up. And Inga, if I may, few more things, you know, just to mention also about yoga, prior to our wrap up. Uh, you know, you asked me about yoga in general, like, you know, but what is it, that yoga and all of that? And we spoke about physical aspect, right? Yes. So we have
5 layers.
we have 5 layers, 5 bodies in yoga. And yeah, it might sound very strange and all of that, but it's very simple to explain in an earthy manner. The physical body is what we eat, how we sleep, all of that is important. How we stretch, we do this pose or that pose. It's the physical body that we have to take care of, right? And all of that. Then there is this mind body. So mental body. What do I tell myself? Oh my God, I'm worthy nothing. You know, or am I saying to myself that my woman is passing through terribly heavy period of life, and I'm gonna here, you know, support her, my woman, like my internal myself, my internal woman, because that's the woman's womb, you know, that's the woman's trauma, right? So it's the mental body. How do we speak to ourselves, you know? And we speak to ourselves depending on what attitude we have towards that, you know. So it's the mental body. It's very important. It goes together. So you're having, imagine, you know, you're having this alchemical drink, vitamins, of the healing vitamins, right? And there is the stretch and the body and all of that inside as an ingredient. There is the mind body inside of the ingredient, right? Of how we speak, and naturally how I speak about your body, how I instruct your body, how you verbalize, how I reflect. It goes to the training of the mind, so that your mind would be softer towards your healing process as well. There is a pranic body, which is your life force energy. Do you really find a lot of joy and like, oh, yeah, it's a new day today when you're under these circumstances? No. And that's your prana. That's your life force. And the life force, it starts to dim. It's like, that fire, internal fire, it goes like, shoo, until you want to cover up under the blankets, right? So that's the body also we are working with. And usually that is very much related to the breathing exercises and how we do the breathing exercises, right? So, and the spiritual, the bliss body is when we finally feel, when we enter that space, meditative space, where we feel like, okay, my overall essence is not only the body, it's not only my thoughts, it's not only my life force energy. It's like, you see that whole bigger picture, and that's the stage where it's undescribable until we are there.
So you're taking care about all these 5 layers.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you can see that if something is not working, you can tell me during my session, like, Inga, like, your energy level is not at the right place. We have to work through that, and you support me during that.
I mean, Inga, if I want you after trauma, I want you to feel willing to live, willing to dream. I will make you breathe. There is no other way.
You make me to be live again.
We will breathe until your own. I'm not gonna make you alive. You will breathe. I will give you something that you might not know. Just that there is just, the for free tool that you can use every day. And when you, for example, you know what, Inga, may I invite you for 1 minute? Put one hand on your lower belly and one hand onto your heart, okay? And there will be no, like, any heart magical things happening here. But the magic is that when we know, our brains know that this is working, and when I practice, you see the effects. So where you hold your belly, this is where we store our emotions, right? So even that touch is healthy. And without knowing it, without, like, big mathematics of life, you're already in the very, very immeasurable healing session, right? And that knowing, that when you inhale through the nose, your tummy expands. It's like, and then you exhale, and then it contracts, and then expands. So you move your emotions. You don't get them stuck. You say, I'm here, like, I'm here, and then you know that your heart space is 5,000 times, the electromagnetic field of your heart is 5,000 times, it's scientifically proven, more active than your brain. And when you know it, you understand that, it's worth putting your hands into your heart, taking deep breaths, and knowing that once you know it, once you activate that part of your body, there's always self-love accessible for you, and the heart is here for you to heal yourself in the most beautiful, gentle way. anytime, and that's all. It doesn't cost anything. Anytime. Like, stop every hour during the day. Only 3 times. That's all. If this is what you have. And with that knowing, so those are the healing arts that are, like bringing that understanding into our system, is that it's not the vacation we need. We need that regular self-awareness. Like, I stop for a moment, I breathe, I feel what I feel, I have a right to feel that. That kind of knowing comes, and that becomes your second skin.
Yeah.
Because we have not been educated. Yeah, we have not been educated on that, and that's okay. It was not part of the evolution, right?
This is what I like about you, Milana, because you constantly educate yourself. You constantly go to courses. You go to
Yeah.
India. You go to America. You
Yeah, I travel the world. When I travel 25-30% of my time. Not all of it is for the education, let's put it that way, but it's a big chunk for the education and online courses and all of that. Because Ingrid, we are evolving. We are getting to know us more and more. The science is really improving, and now for example, meditation is a must. Polyvagal theory, please read, neuroscience. Polyvagal theory, Dr. Porch. Its meditation is there, included as a must. Yoga is included as a must. And scientists are like, and by the way, thank you very much, every West doctor who's doing the job, what we really, really need in the hospitals, in the different settings, really appreciating and really willing to collaborate together, so that we might add on those softer arts and another perspective in how we may access ourselves without the pills. And sometimes the pills are needed, yes, indeed. There's no way I can say, no, we are just doing all the sense and smell.
Voodoo.
Exactly, no. But I'm very grateful that more and more Western doctors are actually prescribing yoga, meditation, breath work as a must already, next to the healing, right? The psychotherapist might suggest you also finding a meditation and a breathing teacher, right? Because he's not specialized in that, and that's okay. I'm not a psychotherapist. I cannot do the surgery. So of course I'm going to recommend going to the West doctor for the surgery, right? So we add on, we collaborate, we co-create, and this is how we share the knowledge in between the professionals.
This is where holistic approach kicks in, I guess, because everything again, you combine the whole Western with them. We, like you said yourself, we don't exclude the medicine if it's necessary, but we combine all these tools in one goal. As well, Milana, you yourself train other specialists to become yoga teachers. Am I correct?
So actually working one-on-one, it's actually, for me, it is this very, like a private honey-like service that I offer. I like to go deep, when we are one-on-one. It goes into the personal story and all that lineage. So it is, I would call this part of my service, that how we are working, it is my honey. Yet my major service to the world and self-expression is through teaching teachers, yoga teachers. So I'm an experienced yoga teacher, so I can certify others. So Milana Yoga Educational Center has already certified nearly 200 yoga teachers.
In Lithuania?
No, actually Lithuanians who are all over. They're flying in, and now it's online also launching the program. So we are having, our global yeah, global yoginis, Lithuanian yoginis so far, and also also as for the meditation, the same. So I am taking a good care of newborn babies as for the professionals in this field, because I know it's magic, it's working, it has been working for me, and I've seen people healing, but we need to, yeah, to be in that togetherness, everyone who is in that field, and really owning our own. I when I teach teachers, I say, when they think that they are not ready to teach, I would always say, I learned that from my first teacher: teach what you know, don't teach what you don't know. So also heal what you know how to heal, and don't heal what you don't know how to heal. It's for us professionals. So everyone is in our way very rich with that knowing and seeing the angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, different aspects.
Yeah. Okay. So I think our session is coming to
Ah,
already 45 minutes past so fast.
yeah.
We would continue more.
Yeah, we could have continued like, ooh.
Yeah, because I guess you see, yoga is very deep and it's takes you back to so many ancient years when it started. But just I think our knowledge was not so much, I don't know, exposed to Western world as it was in other side of the world, I guess. So, but I think
I think that from my experience, because I am taking this Indian perspective, which is
yeah,
huge,
so in
and then
India,
and
it's
then
popular.
California, right? Mostly
Yeah.
California, and California is the land where like they are on the healing arts. Oh, they are on, fully on. So I see that, to me it became like, really, you don't go to a therapist, you don't take care of that. It's like eating breakfast. It's
In
like,
that
okay,
kind
if
of
you
world.
separated with a boyfriend, right? You didn't invest the time to heal that and process, really. It's like, how can you carry that during your life? So it's, for me, for my psyche, it's very normalized, not only because what I do, but because I have seen the lands that are really, really progressive on that. And in Lithuania we are here like more conservative.
Yeah.
Europe is also a little bit more conservative on that one. It's because, we have that deep tradition and culture and ancestors' land and that deep knowing of how the things are and all of that.
Correct. Correct. I'm correct. I know what I'm doing. I don't need help. I don't need support. I do it myself. And
I mean, we are still here sometimes in Europe thinking that we don't need the psychotherapist or like, what?
why
So
you going? Are you crazy?
exactly, and for
Why
me,
you go?
psychotherapist is such a tangible art.
Yeah.
Like such a tangible. I understand that for yoga you can like still think about it, but therapist, come on. I mean, you have to talk it out. You have to.
Even know yourself, it's like next session. I'm very happy you spoke about psychologists because next live will be with our psychologist specialist. It will be Alana who wanted to participate as well. So we will speak about the psychological as well aspect, important like hygiene, mind hygiene. I think even to know
Mind
yourself,
hygiene, exactly.
even
It's a must.
it's a
So,
must. Even half of the year, I always recommend everyone to know yourself, who you are, how you react, how is your personality. Because for me, it's such a normal thing. But still, in some, like you said, in Lithuania, in some other countries, it's still a taboo. If I say I go to psychologist, what is? Are you not normal?
yeah, what's wrong with you?
Something
Like
brain? Hope
we
yourself.
still have that, and when I hear that, it's hard to say anything. Like I am. What can I? Ooh.
Nothing we can do about it. But I'm very happy with
Yeah.
the project. You see, it's that's why I'm happy. Like we having you, Milana, we have other specialists, but you are so busy with your projects, others, and I'm so happy that you still have
Mm.
to be
I
part.
am honored, Inga. Thank you so very much. Because this is how, as I said, like really, this is my honey to work one on one, because we are like, we get personal.
And it's online. You clients can access you from whatever countryside and from ever.
Exactly.
And this is the point of this project, that I wanted it to be like people would join. Okay, I want Milana. She's in Lithuania. She's very good, like yoga teacher, because she really trained a lot. And I want to join her. That's it. I go online. I book Milana. 2-3 minutes. I'm already with her. You know. And this is the point of this project.
And actually, this is an amazing part, the online, because internally we have like, oh my God, we want it, you know, to be like really physical and all of that for the healers. It is a thing, you know, to that online. Not everybody kind of, but imagine if you're really connecting with a person, because my holistic psychotherapist is in California.
Really?
I mean, I love her. I don't want any other psychotherapist. Like, she's my person. And having that privilege to really to connect with her online. Exactly, because then I don't have another way to work with her, right?
So me, you, I'm in Luxembourg, you in Lithuania. This is how we connect. We can't have a podcast. That's why we live a good life.
So in my personalized case, like online, not online, I don't even bother about that, because I need her. Like, I love her, I need her. She's the only my, you know, and so we don't have any barrier to connect. Or when we travel as well. I travel quite a lot, you know, and people, you can go on vacation and you're gonna be, for instance, not okay on vacation. Vacation does not, you know, you buy the vacation, but it does not purchase you a good feeling state necessarily, right? So you're connecting online on vacation as well.
And you know, when I suffered miscarriage, I didn't even want to go physically, actually. I didn't want to go physically anywhere. I wanted to be locked in my space. I wanted to stay outside the world because I felt so vulnerable. I just didn't want to be touched, you know, and that's why.
Your safe space.
Exactly. I didn't want to go to any cabinet to say hi, this is me. No, I wanted to be my space. I connect with the therapist. I talk, I cry myself out, because I was 1 year, people couldn't communicate with me at all because I was a different person. You know, it's hormones, everything, you use completely different person. So this is how the idea came. Okay, so I think we are already going more than 1 hour.
Maybe just to suggest that, so this video is gonna be posted on our profiles, right? And if you have any questions, because we extended the time of our conversation, if you have any questions to text, to ask, we're gonna be following your comments under this under this post. So just feel free to comment, to ask any questions, and whatever relates to healing, not necessarily with miscarriage, right?
Yeah. Topics are very open. Like, we don't emphasize only miscarriage. We work with any traumas, like you said yourself. And yes, this is how to show audience that we are open space. If you want to communicate with us, we are very human. We open, we want to socialize, and we want to be part of your healing process. Thank you, Milana, for your time. Thank you for namaste. Thank you. It was very nice, pleasure to meet you personally via camera, but still, our first meeting, natural, you know?
Yeah. Be well, everyone. Take a good care of yourself, and know that every minute invested into yourself, being present, breathing, mindfully choosing softness, internal softness versus criticism, self-sabotage, is such a big investment into the healing journey.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Mwah.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone who joined.